So, well, just feel what's happening. What did you wake up with this morning? And just check your mind. So without any judgment, just see what's there. And try and bring your mind to the same place your body is. Now check your body, your sitting position, legs, hands, sits bones, shoulders are over the hips. And just imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So you just imagine there's somebody above you, like a puppeteer, very gently lengthening your spine, putting some space in between those vertebrae. Now just putting a little bit of length in the back of the neck, just very slightly tip your head forward, dropping your chin down. But don't allow your head to pull you forward. You don't want your neck out of alignment. So if it's possible, you want your ears to be aligned with your shoulders, but slightly tip forward the head. The tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw. And your eyes, looking along the length of the nose to a spot about 2 inches ahead if they were open. Now bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead. And the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, that area around the mouth. Relax the back of the head, the ears, the jaw, the temples, the inner ear, and release any tension in the back of the tongue. And the throat, inside your throat. Release any tension in the back of the neck, the shoulders, and allow your shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the front, the chest, the belly, limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And bring the mind to the breath, noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling. It's a little bit cooler than the air you're exhaling. If there are any sounds in your environment, whether it's the world starting to wake up in the form of nature or cars and traffic, just allow those sounds to be there. If there's people in your house, and what can you smell? Someone making breakfast. Just allow it all to be there. It's just life happening. Bring the mind back to the breath. And check your thoughts again. What's bubbling? Maybe put some space in between those thoughts. And try not to judge what's coming up, what's arising. Just accept yourself. And imagine you're sitting on the bank of your river, just observing, free. You're not entangled. And you're not being swept away. Just watching, curious, interested. Now let's bring to mind all those people of our life. Our loved ones, our very dear friends. And then those people in our life who we have a little bit more difficulty with. Perhaps they've harmed us. Perhaps we just find them irritating. And then there's those people in our life who are just complete strangers. We see them fleetingly on the freeway, in the stores. And maybe we'll meet with them for an hour while they maybe, do your nails or your hair, or the hygienist at the dentist. And then you never think about them again. But they're all really deserving of our equal concern, of our care in our mind. Why? Because all these people wish to be happy just like you, looking for it always, and wish to be free from suffering, trying to get free from it, always running into problems. And they all have this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind, just like you do. So I think we'll do this morning's little practice for the benefit of all these people of our life. And by extension, all sentient beings. So before we start, let's just do our 9-round breathing. So just to bring to everyone's memory, breathing in through your right nostril, blissful, radiant, white light, and pause at the top of the breath. And breathe out through the left. All your attachment energy is kind of sticky, oily. The lamas describe it as kind of like oil in your clothes. It's very hard to get out. So just kind of breathe this out, this, like unhealthy desire, wanting things, needing things, not feeling enough. Anxiety is part of that. And so breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke, and it disappears into space. And do that 3 times. And breathe in through the left nostril, blissful, radiant, white light, pausing at the top of the breath, and breathe out through the right all your anger and depression and a wish to harm, lashing out, and jealousy and bitterness and disappointments, grudges. You breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke. Do that 3 times. And then breathe in through both nostrils, blissful, radiant, white light, and pause at the top of the breath. And breathe out all your ignorance energy. And this is not knowing the way things truly exist. Misunderstanding. And this is also not understanding this idea of cause and effect, karma. So you do that 3 times. So we'll do 3 sets of 3 in our own time. And when you're finished, just bring the mind back to the breath and just feel. And do you notice any difference between when you first started? Or not? That's fine too. But you'll find this is an excellent practice to settle the mind. Okay. So now we can start blessing the speech. And before this particular practice, as I'm scrolling through, you can see there's Lamsa Rinpoche suggested that we recite all these little prayers here, and some of these verses are from different texts. So, this is something Rinpoche says. We haven't got, I think, well, we can do a couple. So Rinpoche says, the first thing you should do when you wake up in the morning, at the beginning of each day, after you open your eyes, until enlightenment is achieved, and until death, and especially today, so that all the activities of your body, speech and mind, hearing, thinking and meditating, as well as sitting, sleeping, doing your job and so on, do not become causes of suffering and instead become causes of happiness, and especially that they become causes to achieve Buddhahood, that is, you transform them into a method for accomplishing benefit and happiness for all sentient beings. So here is a method for transforming the mind into holy Dharma, especially into bodhicitta. So we'll just do a few of these. Essence encompassing all the Buddhas, originator of all the holy Dharma of scripture and realization, principle of all the Aryas intending virtue, in the glorious holy Gurus I take refuge. Please, Gurus, bless my mind to become Dharma, the Dharma to become the path, and the path to be without obstacles. Until I achieve Buddhahood, please bless me to be like the youthful Norsang and the Bodhisattva, always crying one, incorrectly following the virtuous friend with pure thought and action, seeing whatever is done as pure, and accomplishing whatever is said and advised. Okay. Oh, and here's another nice one. Please bless me to see that this greatly meaningful body with freedoms and richnesses is difficult to find and easily perishes, that action and result are so profound, and that the suffering of the evil-gone transmigratory beings are so difficult to bear. Therefore, please bless me to take refuge from the depths of my heart in the three rare sublime ones, to abandon negative karma and to accomplish virtue according to the Dharma. Okay, so we'll move on. This is all about training the mind. This is a very sweet verse as well. May I not arise heresy for even a second in regard to the actions of the glorious Guru. May I see whatever actions are done as pure. With this devotion, may I receive the Guru's blessings in my heart. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide in the lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me the realizations of your holy body, speech and mind. Determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all sentient beings who are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them most dear at all times. May I become like a wish-granting jewel, fulfilling all the wishes, and like a wish-granting tree, fulfilling all the hopes of the transmigratory beings. So this, seems very high, but if you say these words, and then probably we think that we're never going to be able to achieve this, but if you say the words over and over again, after a while it starts to settle in the mind, and it's just kind of in a way better than not saying them. But anyway, it's in the prayer book, it's in the FPMT prayer book, and it was something that you would like to do when you first wake up. It's here, so we'll just scroll through and I'll get to this is a nice one. Whenever someone has an angry or devotional thought, whenever someone has, Geez, I think that might be incorrect. Anyway, arise just by looking at me. May that attitude alone become a cause that always accomplishes all the temporary and ultimate purposes of that being. When others criticize me with their speech, harm me with their bodies, or likewise insult me behind my back, may all of them have the fortune to achieve the great enlightenment. Okay. May I be an island for those who seek the safe shore of an island, a light for those who want a light, bedding for those who wish for bedding, and for all beings who desire a servant, may I become a servant of them all. May I be a wish-granting jewel and a wish-fulfilling vase, giving rise to whatever is desired, such as food and clothing, powerful mantra accomplishing the actions of pacification, increase and so forth, great medicine curing every sickness, a wish-fulfilling tree satisfying every need, and a wish-granting cow for all beings. Like the four great elements, the earth and so forth, and like the sky, may I always be a means of living in every way for the innumerable sentient beings. Likewise, may I be a means of living at all times and in all ways for the realms of sentient beings equaling the extent of space until they attain the sorrowless state. So this is what His Holiness the Dalai Lama often recites after taking the Bodhisattva vows. As long as space remains, as long as transmigratory beings remain, until there may I too remain to dispel the suffering of transmigratory beings. And Gampopa Milarepa's heart disciple said, after waking from sleep and before you get out of bed, think, today I am going to use my body, speech and mind in virtue for sentient beings. It's so important to generate this precious thought of bodhicitta, the ultimate good heart. Whatever you do that day is then done with bodhicitta, so everything then becomes virtue and the cause of enlightenment. If your motivation is wrong, then everything becomes a negative karma and a cause of the evil gone realms. And when you go to sleep at night, dedicate all your actions of body, speech and mind for sentient beings. This is extremely important. It is said without difficulties, this becomes the path to the Dhammakaya. And you know, even though it sounds very, very high, all these people were ordinary people. They weren't particularly, I mean, they may have been born with a little bit extra merit to practice Dharma, but they worked very, very hard, and this is where they came. So, you know, I think it's not out of the realms of possibility to have thoughts like this the moment we wake. I mean, I'm certainly not there myself, but I mean, I can see it's possible. Okay, so here we go with the blessing of the speech. And we start with a refuge prayer. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. So purify the truly existent I in emptiness. Then your wisdom, realizing emptiness, which is non-dual with great bliss, manifests as a deity. Okay, so if that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry. Then we say, now, and if you haven't received any initiations or anything like this, don't worry about it. So you just kind of, here they're asking you to arise as a particular deity, so whether it be Chenrezig or Manjushri or whatever like that. But if they sort of say if you haven't actually received the initiation, not to do that. So you can just start here with, on my tongue, a syllable ah. And so there you can see there's the Tibetan and then there's the English. Transforms into a moon. And on top of that appears a white syllable om, encircled by the white Sanskrit vowels standing clockwise, the red Sanskrit consonants standing counterclockwise, and the blue heart mantra of dependent relation standing clockwise. So if that's all too much, you can just imagine light there on your tongue. So just close your eyes for a moment and just imagine this white and the red and the blue. And now imagine, you can do this with your eyes closed if you like, light beams are radiating from the syllable om and the mantra garlands, And what they do is they hook back the blessings and power of the speech of those beyond and not beyond the world. So these are the Buddhas and the Arya Bodhisattvas abiding in the three pure realms, and the Arhats. And those who are not beyond the world are the yogis who are accomplishing the path, and the sages who've actualized the words of truth. So these are people who've just been working on their mind and their speech. So all their blessings and power of speech are hooked back in the form of the three mantras, the seven precious objects of a king's reign, and the 8 auspicious signs. And the 8 auspicious substances filling the whole sky, they absorb into the mantras on the moon disk on your tongue like rain falling on the ocean. So we've just kind of empowered those syllables and that light on our tongue. So try and concentrate on the visualization as you recite the mantras. So as you recite the vowels, these are the Tibetan valves. And so as you can see, you might notice it looks a little bit similar to Sanskrit. And actually the Tibetan language was based on Sanskrit. And this is what the children are taught in school, the Tibetans. So as you recite the vows, white nectar beams flow down from the mantras and fill your whole body. And imagine all the negative karmas collected with your body from beginningless rebirths are purified completely. So, Om, A, I, U, Ri, Li, E, O, Ang, A, Svaha. Om, A, I, U, Ri, Li, E, O, Ang, A, Svaha. Om, A, I, U, Ri, Li, E, O, Ang, A, Svaha. So just imagine that your tongue, your speech is purified with this white nectar. So next we recite the consonants. So this time red nectar beams flow down from the mantra. This is the mantra is on your tongue, and fill your whole body. And all the negative karmas collected with your speech from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om, ka, ga, nya. Tsa, ya, nya. Ta, da, na. Ta, da, na. Pa, ba, ma. Ya, ra, la, wa, sha, ka, sa, ha, kya, svaha. Om, ka, ga, nya. Tsa, ya, nya. Ta, da, na. Ta, da, na. Pa, ba, ma. Ya, ra, la, wa, sha, ka, sa, ha, kya, svaha. Om, ka, ga, nya. Tsa, ya, na. Ta, da, na. Ta, da, na. Pa, ba, ma. Ya, ra, la, wa, sha, ka, sa, ha, kya, svaha. So just imagine that red light coming, filling you completely, and your speech purified. So the next is the heart mantra dependent relation. So this time you imagine blue nectar beams flowing down from the mantra and filling your whole body, and all the negative karmas collected with your mind from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun tekan tatagato hayavada tekan sayo nirada evam vadi maha shramanaye svaha. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun tekan tatagato hayavada tekan sayo nirada evam vadi maha shramanaya svaha. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun tekan tatagato hayavada tekan sayo nirada evam vadi maha shramanaya svaha. Now imagine the heart mantra of dependent relation absorbs into the consonants into the vowels into the syllable Om, and to the Om into the moon cushion. That transforms into syllable Ah. The Ah melts into pink nectar and absorbs into your tongue, which becomes the nature of Vajra. So your tongue becomes very strong, as if difficult to move, and as indestructible as a Vajra. So generate very strong faith that all the blessings and power of the speech of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Arahats, Yogis and Sages have entered your speech and made it perfect. And think, my speech has become perfect. So the benefits of blessing the speech are the power of your speech becomes perfect. Whatever you recite is multiplied 10 million times. The power of your speech is not taken away by eating wrong foods, and gossiping becomes the recitation of mantra. I really love that one. So let's just dedicate. May the tongue sense base have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss by the magnificence and power of my words. May all sentient beings be subdued. May all the meanings of whatever words I say be accomplished. And Rinpoche would say instantly. So, okay, everybody. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that little morning practice. And lots of love. And we can do that again if you wish. And one of my friends, she was Tibetan, she taught me the tune of what they're taught when they're children in school. They learn that at school. So there's a tune that goes with it that makes it very easy to remember. So I'm going to ask her if she could just remind me of that tune, and we can all sing it like kindergarten Tibetans, if you wish. It makes it really easy to learn. Okay. Lots of love, awesome. Everybody. Okay, thanks. Thanks for persevering. Lots of love, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
So lovely.
See you. My pleasure. Bye.
Be well. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.